Hello, all you wonderful people of the internet. Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Painting. Yay! This episode is still called Crossing the Stream. It's episode 4, and I'm Justin, your host. Your host with the most. The most screw-ups so far. I've screwed up a lot, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I don't even have my background image on because my painting is actually looking a lot like it. Here's the background image. There's my painting. Let me turn off little title things. There we go. That's where I've got to. Now, if you did your homework, you've worked on your shrubbery, you've worked on your trees. I put some leaves on my trees. I didn't really touch the water. I worked on the bridge a little more. And if yours doesn't look like mine, that's fine. It looks like yours. That's all that matters. Probably better than mine, to be honest. So I've got my cranberry vodka, and I think it's time to go out on another adventure. Adventures in Painting. Alright. By the way, I've kind of pulled back the curtain a little bit. I wanted you to be able to see everything I'm doing on here. Especially if you're following along with Photoshop. I figured it might help to see which tools I'm selecting. My layers. Now my layers are kind of a mess. They're always a mess. So, and yeah, I didn't get any comments, so I guess I'll have to make up something to go on this side of the bridge. That's okay. I can make something up. And I said we might put something over here. I think I'll do this first, and then we'll see if this needs something over here. I wanted to do like a picnic. I guess I could do a picnic on this side. That might be nice. Okay, so what I will do is go ahead and lighten this up a little bit so that it looks more like sand. So I'm just color picking that, and I'm just going to lighten it up. I might turn it a little more yellow. I'll take my paintbrush, make sure I'm on the right layer, which I have it on Forest. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new layer and name it Right of Bridge or something. That sounds fine. Right of Bridge. And then I'm just going to do a very low opacity, about 16 maybe, and just do a nice wash over it real quick. If you're doing this with acrylic, you could just take the color you want and then thin it down with water. Thin it down and then just do a little wash over this. So we don't want to paint right over the color we've already laid down. What we're doing is using that as a base color and then building on top of it. So if we did it at full opacity, or if you were using acrylics and you did it with, just full blast paint and not water it down, then you're just laying on. I don't like that. Good thing with digital painting, you can hit Control-Z when you mess up, and I mess up a lot. Honestly, I didn't like the 16%, so I'm going to go down to 10% and try it again. You can always undo what you did. And if you're not doing digital painting, if you're using acrylics, you can just paint over it. No biggie. No biggie. Alright. Is that too bright though? I just want to, here, And there's an opacity over here I think I can mess with. Oh, that's not doing anything. Well, you know, such is life. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This program, I mean. Anyway. So I think what I will do is put some grass on this side. And I'll select one of the greens from over here so that I can make sure we're in the same color family. Something mid-range, maybe like that. I have my opacity to 72, and I need a new layer too. So let me get new layer. We'll call it grass. And then just start playing around with drawing lines. Now, grass is pretty easy. You just draw. To do grass, you just draw a bunch of lines. They can be straight, they can be crooked, diagonal, they can go up and then over. Grass does all kinds of things. So you just kind of, it's kind of like stippling, but I think this is actually called hatching. So you're just intuitively doing these lines in all different directions. Ununiform. You don't want it to just look like a straight row of random lines, because then it doesn't look so well if you do that. You just want it kind of random. Short strokes, long strokes, straight strokes. Hey, however you stroke, no one's gonna judge you for it, okay? Stroke it however you... Okay. I'm gonna stop there. Now, I thought maybe... This is kind of cool. So there's a path leading to the bridge. And then grass on both sides. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, and of course not all grass is the same color. So what we'll do is we'll lighten it up a little bit. Go here and just pick a lighter one. Let's see what that does. Plus the sun, you know, is hitting it, highlighting certain blades of grass, all that. Plus, if you're doing it over the dark water, a lighter touch will help your eye to see it better. Okay, so just a bunch of grass. Nothing too... You know what I always like to do? I always like to put pops of color, like as if there's some wildflowers. Sorry, still learning my own language. Purple is a very common color. Lavender is a very common color for a wildflower. So I'll just... I might need the opacity up higher. Now it's at 90, so just a little. You don't want to go overboard, because then it'd just be messy. Just some purple. And a lot of times when there's purple, there's also pink. So let's get a good pink. Good magenta or something, I don't know. There's some pink. It's all growing together as it does. All right. That's nice. Okay. And for the path here, I'm just going to go back to my right of bridge layer. I'm going to pick the color I already have on the path and then darken it. And we'll do like a little bit of gravel. You know, it just can't be straight up brown because we need it to look a little more realistic. Dirt is never one solid color, just doesn't work that way. If it did, our job would be so much easier, but that's not the case. So you want light dots, or dark dots, sorry. Dark dots. Now we'll do some light dots. It's a little too light, but instead of turning it darker, I'm gonna turn the opacity down to 39 about. There, now it's just way more subtle. Put those in. Yeah, so how was your week? If you're following along, like with each release of this episode, it's been a week since the last one. Anything fun? Anything fun happened in your life? Nothing too big happened here. Work at the grooming salon, dog grooming salon that I own. Been working. I went to the gym this morning. We're getting a lot of construction done at our house, and it's been that's a story that would take up maybe 5 episodes. We won't get into it too much, I promise. I don't want to bore you, but that, and I got a different color that I'm doing now. I don't know if it's going to do anything special. The house, basically, we've been in construction hell for 2 years, living in a rental house. We finally think we can move back in December. Now, they told us so many times that we can move in, and then it just lingered on and lingered on. Such a long subject that I don't want to get too much into. But basically, we should be able to move into our house in December, hopefully. Got my fingers crossed. And we've been dealing with having to pick out furnishing. Like, we're getting a lot done. So we had to pick out sinks for the bathrooms, for the kitchen. We're getting all new appliances. There's just so much going on. Countertops. It's a lot, and it's driving us a little crazy, but we're gonna get through it. All right, so there's my path. I think that looks pretty nice. Honestly, I think we're getting near the end. This might be the last episode, and we'll just finish it up. Now, if we go back to the source image, there's a tree on this side that I want to put in. I think what I'll do is I can't make this episode too long, so what I will do is I'll get us started, then I'll break away, and then I'll come back because there's other finishing touches we need to do on the rest of our stuff, but right here is where we're going to put in a tree. Now I've got my source image pulled up on my phone, and as always I do suggest you pull one up on a second screen for yourself. And you can download this source image. This is it here. It's in the video description of episodes 1 and 2. I might put it in this one too. And we will work on this tree now. Let me turn that back off. And I'll do it, I think I'm just going to do it on the layer of right of bridge because it's not going to interfere with anything. This is just more of the same green that we've used over here, so I'm just going to pick one of these. I just want to keep it in the same color family. Now there might be an image, if we do a painting in the future, there might be an image where the trees are different colors. Maybe one's more orangey over here, maybe one's more yellowy or green. But right now they're just pretty much all uniform. You gotta imagine that most of these trees are probably related to each other. So it's the Circle of Life Tree Edition. Okay, so now these leaves I'm putting in now, I'm keeping in mind that they're in the foreground. They're not in the background where you see these two long trees here. This is the foreground tree forming right now. And I can't just leave it as dots. Now I'm putting down a base, basically a base for these leaves, but I can't, because they're so close to the ground, to the viewer, I guess you can say. Since they're so close, they do need to be more detailed. They can't just be little dots. So at some point I'll have to go and turn them into actual leaves. But right now I'm just forming the basic shapes that I'm seeing when I'm looking at the source image. Now this is too light. Let me turn the opacity back up to 72. Because I couldn't see what I was doing here. Basically just forming wherever I see green in my source image, I'm just trying to put some dots there. It's not rocket science, I promise. I've already got a lighter green, more of a yellowish green here, so I switched those two out there. And I'm just going to go and do some more, because that'll help it be more visible. Yeah, it's already November. Got Thanksgiving coming up. You got any good Thanksgiving stories? Tell me in the comments below. We'll have another episode before Thanksgiving, but we can get started on those. Why not? You know, the good thing about life, you can do whatever you want, really. As long as you don't tell anybody, no one's going to judge you. Now, let's put the opacity down, because that was way too bright. When you're doing leaves, you do one color, and then you got to go back with some highlights and shadows to really bring out the look and feel of real leaves. Because the sun's shining, and you got to imagine where the sun's not shining, it's probably within shadow. All of these leaves have highlights and shadows. I don't want to get too detailed because that might take forever. But right now, we'll just lay on color and then we'll go back and try to turn them more into a natural leaf shape instead of just little dots. And I'm gonna keep working on this, and when I come back, we'll do what I just said. Okay, I'm back. That's right. Hello! I grew a face since the last time you saw me, or heard from me. I guess as the case may be. That's right, hello, I'm Justin. And now I have a face. Okay, I just learned how to use my webcam. Don't make fun of me. And just so you're aware, this is the cranberry vodka that I've been, touting this entire series. It's so delicious, and it's so nice to paint with something to sip on. So I did a lot on this tree here, and I went back and added a bit more shadow around the grass so that it looks better. And I can actually show you what I've done since you've last heard me. Now you can see me, but earlier you can hear me. Okay, we're learning English. Okay, that's where it was. There's where it was. See that? And then, see? There's just more shadows in the grass. And as I was saying before, I need to go up to this tree that's in the foreground. Since it's in the foreground, I can't just leave it a bunch of dots. It has to have some leaf shapes. So I need to look at my phone here. I've got the source image pulled up. If I can pull it up. Live recording here. Hang on. I don't have it pulled up, I'm sorry. But you can just work on your painting. I'll be quick as a flash, maybe. I don't remember where it's at. Okay, I got it. See? Right there. Source image. Pull it up on a second screen. It will make your life so much easier. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these greens that I used, the darker green, and I gotta make it a lot darker. Not black though, that's not gonna work. Just really, really dark green. I'll make it really thin, so a very small size on the brush there. And just every now and then, while also looking at the source image as a guide, just make little triangle type shapes, especially at the ends. Just make little triangle shapes. Because why? Those are the leaves. They're not dots. Leaves have a tip on them. I have no idea how this turned out, so we're going to try it. Because why not? So I have no idea what I'm doing here. This is called Painting by Justin. It's gonna be a bunch of leaves or so, I was told when I decided to listen to my brain about what to do here. I'm on the right of bridge layer for some reason. Whatever. I guess it is the right of bridge technically. I don't know, does that look like anything? Zoom out. I mean, it's subtle, but it just kind of like tells us that it's not just a bunch of dots. They're actually leaves that are made out of sharp lines and edges. Alright, so since this is the last episode for Crossing the Stream, I hope y'all have enjoyed it and have been painting along. I'd love to see your paintings. I'm sure they're beautiful. I'm sure they look a lot better than mine. That's all I gotta say. I'm sure that if you were to turn it into an art gallery, they would say, please, please, paint more, paint more. And I'm very proud of you for that. So, yeah, like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to put a bunch of lines in like a relative triangle type pattern. I'm making it up as I go, I promise. Now, that might not sound very reassuring, but it is what it is. Wow, so today was a day. It was a doozy. At the dog salon. Yes, that's right, I own a dog salon. You would know that if you've been watching all the other videos. Today was just really busy. And a groomer, you know, she was sick, so she had to go home, and which is fine. But and I only had to take one dog from her. No, so actually, the hard part wasn't the dog I had to take for her. He was actually really, really sweet. But I have this one dog that comes in. She's a sheepadoodle, a sheepdog mixed with a poodle. And her hair is like a Brillo pad, which is what I keep telling everyone. You know those things like, almost like a steel wool pad? That's what her hair is. Try bathing and drying that. But that's not the worst of it. She hates being dried. She fights it so hard. And of course we just do what we can. I don't force her through. At least around her head and stuff, because she hates that so much. And her head didn't look the best, but that's fine because it's what's best for the dog. That's okay. But it was backbreaking work. I had to brush every inch of her. And her mom keeps her hair like 3 inches long. And it's fine. It would be fine if it was like straighter and less like a steel wool pad that you clean your sink with. But it does not dry. She hates being dried, so it takes forever. Which is fine too, but she's big and heavy. And my back hurts. My back hurts. After a long day, it's a lot of work. So, that's why I got my cranberry vodka here. Okay, does this look okay? I'm going to zoom out. It gives the foreground trees a little more definition. I think it helps it also make it look more like the foreground tree and not something that's happening in the background. So that's good. I'm happy with that. All right. Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm about done. I'm gonna add some shadowing, just like, we're at the point where some good shadowing, maybe a little bit more highlighting it's gonna really make this pop, and I would just call it done. So I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do that real quick. Alright, so just a bit more, that's my phone. It wasn't supposed to be in frame. I can fix it, I can fix it. Just a bit more dark stuff. Dark stuff. They're called shadows. That's English. We're learning English together. Dark stuff. Shadows. All around. Just look at your source image where it feels like it's darker. Just go ahead and do that. It's not rocket science. You just do it. You just do it. Like Nike. Just do it. And when you do, you're gonna be like, whoa. This looks so cool. And you can say, Justin showed you how to do that. If anybody ever asks, I don't know if they will. But if they do, you can say, Justin showed me how shadows and highlights really help sell the 3D space. And again, I still think yours probably looks better than mine. I've decided not to be jealous about it. Because life's too short, basically. So shadow, 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 shadow. Anywhere you want to put a shadow. Or dark. They're called, you know, dark things. I don't know. I don't know what I was calling them. I think I had too much cranberry vodka. It's been a long episode. It's been a long 4 episodes. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just adding shadow everywhere. Wherever I think needs some shadow. And so obviously this conversation has been very one-sided. I feel like I'm talking to myself here, which I am. But hey, please leave a comment and let's start an actual conversation. I can talk about things. Maybe. Won't know until we try. So leave a comment. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Doesn't bother me. We can talk about the weather. We can talk, not politics though. Politics and religion, Anything else though. Sorry, I'm just popping my back. I did say it hurt. I pop it a lot, and maybe I pop it too much. Sue me. No, please don't sue me. Okay. That's a burp, sorry. Live taping here. Alright, just shadows. Shadow, 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 shadow. Anywhere you want. We're really close. I think this looks really good. Well, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm not saying that it looks great. I'm not saying that it looks amazing. But I am saying that it looks almost finished. And I'm okay with that. You see, I'm not a perfectionist. If you want to be a perfectionist, go right ahead. You got plenty of time until I release the next episode, which will be a new painting, by the way. So please tune in. But this is what we're releasing to the public as a finished product. Once it's finished. It's not finished yet. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go into this grass and do what I was doing with the tree. So very small brush size on dark, and just add individual strokes where these blades would be getting shadows. They're called shadows, okay? Okay, basic science here. The light comes in from one side, and the shadows are on this side. Well, whichever side the light would not be coming on. Which, when we're talking about grass, it's hit or miss. So, anyway, I don't know. I just think that you gotta eyeball it. I can't get too technical here because I don't even know where the light would be shining at this point. I feel like, okay, I need some lighter grass. Not that light, but lighter, yeah. Maybe a little lighter. Okay, sorry. And then a higher opacity. Maybe if I was on the right layer, it would help. Grass layer, I know it's somewhere here. It's somewhere. There it is. What do you think? Just like where the sun's hitting. Every now and then the sun hits a blade of grass and it goes, and it lets you see the grass, I guess. It's not a real sun. I created the sun. Here's the thing. I am the creator of this entire world you're viewing. And you're the creator of yours. Now, I assume the sun's probably coming from that direction, where the sky is. If you want it coming from somewhere else, that's up to you. But for me, it's coming from above. And I think we had enough dark grass. Now we need some light grass again. And we need some over here. Just where the sun would be hitting it. Kind of random, obviously. That's that. That's grass for you. It's very random. Grass is random. Okay. I like it. I think it's... Can we say it's done? It's done! Yay! It's not really done. And this is why. This... Excuse me, I've... Too much cranberry vodka. The tree here, tree leaves, no. What layer is it? It was right of bridge. I just need some dark. Oh, I don't like that, sorry. 1 second. The opacity was way too high. Bigger brush. I'll zoom in because why not? It just needed some darker areas. What do you think? I'm going to turn the opacity down just a little bit more. It just needed some... The back of the leaves weren't dark enough. But that's all. No biggie. Anything can be fixed. Anything can be fixed. Alright. But other than that, I really do just, I think I'm done. And I am going to turn this into the Smithsonian Museum of Art, if there is one. Hopefully they'll accept it. I doubt it, but I can say it's digital art and it's done. Yay, it's done. Yay! We're all done. This is Crossing the Stream. Crossing the Stream. Hey, let me save it. It would really suck if I lost this painting. Did I save it? I have no idea. No, maybe not because it's recording. I'm going to stop recording and save it. Hang on a second. It's saved. Yay. It's a painting. It's official. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to do my little zoomy. Every time I say I'm going to do something and then it doesn't work, you just don't blame me. It's not my fault. Ooh, zoom out. Look, okay, so this picture is going to come in from nothing. You ready? Imagine you're having a dream about crossing the stream in the forest. Okay, here's your dream. Oh, wow, we've come into this bridge and it's crossing the stream. The stream looks like really brown because I don't know why it's so brown, to be honest. But it's really brown. And I'm really done with it. What would you do if you were out here in the forest? That's my question. Where would you go? If once you cross the bridge, where would you go? Would you go up the hill? Would you go over to the right and see what's over here on the other side of the, on this side of the stream? Where would you venture next? That's my question. Answer in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to make more of these videos for you, and I hope that someone actually is painting along. And if not, that's fine. You don't have to paint. I don't care. Just hang out with me. But I would also like this. If anybody has any suggestions for the next painting, I'm open. Otherwise, I'll find something. And until then, I'll see ya for another adventure. Adventures in Painting. That's my podcast. And this is episode 4, I think. One of them. And once again, I'm Justin, signing off with my cranberry vodka here. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, bye.